button. Good evening. We do have a member of the Minister Alliance with us this evening. Jalen, would you please come forward?
All right, I'll do it a little different today because I told my family that what I was doing, and Zoe really wanted to come pray today. So
Okay.
I got my daughter Zoe with us.
That's great.
All right, into the mic, girlie.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Yours is the kingdom, glory, and power.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I call the February 17th, 2026 Board of Aldermen meeting to order. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Shane Shawbaker,
Here.
Rachel Kilmer,
Here.
Tracy Newcomer,
Here.
Pam Pope,
Here.
Kelly Netto, and Mayor Dana Webb.
Here, thank you. The next item on the agenda is new business deletions or continuances. So our first item would be public comments. City Clerk Kim, do we have any?
There are none.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is a consent agenda. These items are considered on the consent agenda so that members of the Board of Aldermen, by unanimous consent, can designate routine items to be approved by one motion. Tonight, we have approval of the February 2nd, 2026 Board of Aldermen meeting minutes, expenditures through February 12th, 2026, and the January 2026 financial statement.
I motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. We have no unfinished business tonight, so we will move on to the first item of new business. The first item is a public hearing regarding the proposed revisions of Chapter 405 Unified Development Code, the City of Oak Grove, regarding temporary provisions of short-term rentals for the 2026 World Cup. Matt?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So at a previous board meeting, this item was discussed, and at that time, the board directed city staff to make amendments, to start the process, to make an amendment to UDC to allow for short-term rentals during the FIFA World Cup tournament from June 1st to July 31st of this year. So at the February 3rd Plan and Zoning meeting, the Plan and Zoning Commission did recommend approval of the draft ordinance in front of the Board of Aldermen tonight. So temporarily easing the short-term rental regulations during this period will help accommodate visitors and support local businesses, also create economic opportunities for residents who are able to offer their homes for lodging. Now, currently, short-term rentals are prohibited within non-commercial areas of the City of Oak Grove. So the purpose of this ordinance would be to temporarily ease those restrictions during that period. There are a few items in the ordinance to try to address some concerns that may occur with short-term rentals. Part of this ordinance was crafted based on what other cities have done, as well as for temporary short-term rentals, also for permanent short-term rentals, and also looking at what would work for our community. So a few of the items, the short-term rentals would be allowed in agricultural, residential, or commercial districts. There would be a maximum of 2 transient people, including children's, permitted per legally conforming bedroom. So this is one of the things that the Planning and Zoning Commission didn't have change from the staff's recommendation, which capped it at 6 people. They wanted to go to 2 people per bedroom. So if it's 2 bedrooms, it'd be 4, 3, 6, 4, 8. If you had a 5-bedroom house, you could potentially do 10 people. But it did have to be a legally conforming bedroom with proper egress. On-site owners, the property owner, while not required to reside on-site during the rental periods, the owner could leave their house and rent the whole thing. Parking requirements, so each short-term rental unit must provide at least 1 dedicated off-street parking space. Short-term rental operators must obtain a City of Oak Grove business license prior to operation. There would be an application fee of $125 per short-term rental. There'd also be a reinspection fee of $50 for an additional fee if, when the unit got inspected by the building official, if they failed some particular standard and they had to come back out and do another inspection. Safety standards, so short-term rentals must comply with any federal, state, or local safety standards, including providing a working fire extinguisher, smoke alarm, carbon monoxide, a portable flashlight, and emergency lighting. Also have the contact information for the host, as well as local emergency services, and then the short-term rental must be inspected by the building official prior to occupancy. That would just be their initial time. He wouldn't need to come back every time it was re-rented, just for the initial time. Part of those safety standards are in place because people that are coming in and renting and living in that house, they don't know that house, they don't know what it's like, and so unlike a commercial entity, which would have to have lighted escape routes as well as telling you, the evacuation route, you wouldn't have to have all of that, but you would need to have like a flashlight, so if the power goes out or something, the person can get out of the house. Then we have a section here which kind of we've added a bunch of sub-articles to, but the section's called Good Neighbor Requirements. So this is trying to make sure that if somebody does offer their home for short-term rental use, that they're being good neighbors. We all live here in the community, right? So while the owner doesn't have to live on property, they do need to have a responsible person that can be reached 24/7 and be able to be on site within 45 minutes of that property in case there's something going on. They would need to have an information sheet containing the maximum occupancy of the house or short-term rental, parking rules, quiet hours would be from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., trash procedures, what day of the week maybe the trash comes and what needs to happen there. If you stay at an Airbnb, VRBO, these things are pretty standard. 24-hour contact number need to be posted inside the unit, included for every guest booking. This is something the Planning Commission did talk about, which was that while there has to be one off-street parking space provided, what if there is overflow parking and offering an option for people to come park at City Hall or downtown parking lot to avoid congesting the streets. So that parking pass may be requested as part of the permit application. So the owner or operator would ask that, yes, I would like to have a parking pass, and that way if somebody were to park at the downtown parking lot or up at City Hall, they'd have a parking pass in their window, just help inform staff or PD what that vehicle is for, particularly if it's, out of state guests of our community. Then, kind of catch all here that any serious violations to that noise or trash or occupancy rules, would be, could result in your immediate revocation of your permit for the remainder of the period. You need to have an exterior sign with some information, and part of that reason, again, would be to inform neighbors that your house is being rented. So hopefully we won't get a bunch of calls of, hey, Sherry's house is somebody I don't recognize is coming into that house or trying to open the door with a key, that it would be, they would know it's short-term rental. And then, violations of any of those would also constitute permit revocation. And then this is a kind of a catch-all. It's just to inform everybody that this would not override any HOA restrictions. So if you live in a subdivision that has HOA rules and those HOA rules prohibit short-term rentals, this would not supersede those. So they would still need to make sure they're following any HOAs or condominiums or any other requirements. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions the board may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Does the board have any questions at this time for Matt?
I do. The business license, can you say that? I know you said it, but can you say that cost again? Actually, you don't need to say it. Is it the same cost as if I were to open like a restaurant in town? It's the same cost?
Yeah, so the business license would be $25, and then they'd have to do $125 per property.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Matt at this time? Members of the public who wish to offer testimony regarding the short-term rentals may step forward at this time. Please state your name at the microphone. I will now open the public hearing. I now close the public hearing. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action for Bill number 2601 regarding short-term rentals in the city of Oak Grove. Now, board, you may have discussion amongst yourselves or ask Matt any other additional questions.
Pam, you were at the planning and zoning, just looking through the minutes, it seems like everyone was pretty much on board there.
They were. Everyone was engaged. It was a fairly long meeting, well thought out, I thought. I think since so many people do have larger houses, that's why they wanted to change it to where, if you had 5 bedrooms, you could have 10 people and that sort of thing. We did talk a lot about the parking situation, although probably most people are going to show up with one car. You know, it's not probably going to be a big issue. So,
I feel like it's well thought out too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I make a motion? Yeah? Okay, I move for first and second reading by title only of bill number 26-01.
Second.
Did you get that, City Clerk? Okay. We have a motion and a second for the first and second reading of the proposed ordinance by title only. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. City Clerk, would you please read the full title of the bill 2 times?
An ordinance temporarily amending Title IV, Chapter 405 of the Municipal Code of the City of Oak Grove, Missouri regarding short-term rental regulations during the 2026 FIFA World Cup. An ordinance temporarily amending Title IV, Chapter 405 of the Municipal Code of the City of Oak Grove, Missouri regarding short-term rental regulations during the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
I move for adoption of bill number 26-01.
A second.
We have a motion and a second for the adoption of bill number 26-02 to ordinance. Any discussion? If not, City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
I'm sorry, you said 26-002 at 01, right?
That's what it says on the agenda, but
Okay, 26 dash.
Sorry, my cheat sheet says 02.
that's okay. I was like,
Let me back up. We have a motion and a second for the adoption of bill number 26-01 to ordinance. Any discussion? If not, City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Shane Shawbaker,
Yes.
Rachel Kilmer,
yes.
Tracy Newcomer,
Yes.
Pam Pope,
Yes.
Kelly Netto.
Yes.
The motion is approved and becomes ordinance number 2155 and is adopted. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a resolution amending the compensation plan for the city of Oak Grove. Matt?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So this resolution would amend the compensation plan for the city of Oak Grove. This would include both the merit pay, the normal employee step plan, as well as the negotiated pay schedule for the bargaining members of the FOP labor agreement. Both those would be at 2% for cost of living adjustment. That 2%, if approved, would apply the first payroll in April. And to be eligible to get, that would be the first payroll in April would be the 2% COLA. That would apply to the entry ceiling in each step of our pay plan. In your packet, you'll see Exhibit A, which is the merit plan, and then Exhibit B, which is the current pay plan for the FOP, including police officer, detective, and sergeant. 2% was what was budgeted in the 2026 budget as well. So happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Thank you, Matt. Does the board have any questions for Matt?
I make a motion, we approve the compensation plan for 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the compensation plan for 2026. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a resolution adopting the debt management policy for the city of Oak Grove. Matt, it's your show tonight.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yes, this is a resolution adopting a debt management policy. The proposed debt management policy is intended to ensure that the city of Oak Grove maintains and utilizes debt in a fiscally responsible manner. The objective of this policy is to provide guidance regarding the types of debt the city may issue, the debt issuance process, as well as administration of the city's debt portfolio. The policy before the board tonight aligns with any applicable Missouri state statute. Also includes the GFOA, or Government Finance Officers Association best practices. It's also been reviewed by the city's third-party financial advisor. One thing to note about this debt management policy is that having a formal debt management policy adopted by the board is something that can get you bonus points when going out for bond rating calls. Will this necessarily get us over the hump for the next rating? Not sure. Last time we had a bond rating call, February of last year, there wasn't a rating call, it was just a reissuance of a rating. They did upgrade our rating for our city. So the things that we put in place over the last few years have helped. So this may also help with that rating, but also want to have in place those processes and procedures for debt management as the city moves forward. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions the board may have regarding the policy.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions for Matt?
Like it.
Thanks for being proactive about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Make a motion, we adopt the debt management policy for the city of Oak Grove.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the debt management policy for the city of Oak Grove. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding approval of the 2025 Missouri Highway Safety Program grant. Captain?
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, the Oak Grove Police Department is requesting board approval to renew the 2026 fiscal year 2027 Missouri Highway Safety Program grant submission for hazardous moving vehicle enforcement, also known as HMV. According to the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, aggressive driving involves a combination of moving traffic offenses that endanger motorists and property. To address the issue, the Missouri Highway Safety and Traffic Division provides annual grant funding to cover officer salaries, benefits, and equipment specifically aimed at addressing aggressive driving. With the hazardous moving vehicle grant, the Oak Grove Police Department will conduct dedicated enforcement in areas with high crash rates and frequent traffic complaints. Where aggressive driving is most common, patrols will be using highly visible marked police cars and conduct multiple contacts during designated times to effectively address the aggressive driving. Additionally, funding from the Missouri Traffic Safety Program will allow the purchase of equipment and training approved by the HMV purposes. The police department plans to purchase 2 LiDAR radars, also known as radar guns. If manpower allows, an officer will attend the annual state traffic conference, safety conference, with expenses covered by the grant. And with that, I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Captain. Does the board have any questions for Captain about this grant?
I make a motion that we approve the 2025 Missouri Highway Safety Program grant submission.
A second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the approval regarding the 2025 Missouri Highway Safety Grant submission. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is information reports. Matt, do you have one?
No, thank you, Mayor.
Chris?
Report, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Captain?
No report, thank you.
Thank you. CE? Thank you. Kim?
No report.
Scott? Pam?
Oh, man.
I like to do that every once in
Keep
a
us
while.
on our toes.
I feel like you guys maybe just think I'm,
Pam wasn't ready.
No report.
okay. Tracy?
No report.
Shane?
No report.
Kelly?
I know, but I feel like I need to come up
I
with
feel like
something.
somebody does.
Right? Somebody's got to say something. No report.
Rachel?
No report.
Oh, believe it or not, I always have something to say, but I don't have a report, so. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn to executive session. Please follow the numbers.
I make a motion, we adjourn to executive session 610.0212 and 610.02112.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adjourn to executive session 610.0212 and 12. Any discussion? If not, City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Shane Shawbaker,
Yes.
Rachel Kilmer,
Yes.
Tracy Newcomer,
Yes.
Pam Poe,
Yes.
and Kelly Netto.
Yes.
We are adjourned to executive session.